How does it assist us? It will assist us in ensuring that even as we look at value for money, what are the comparatives, price comparatives that exist? And with artificial intelligence, it takes less time if we then mobilize it. I think there was also discussion to say, France, can you assist us and give us a framework? So we can use artificial intelligence to then collect that information and give a framework to the accounting officers. We are not specialists, but we also want to comply with the rules, with the compliance issues that affect us. I will also speak lastly, probably to just speak to the supply side again. We have various concessions that are given on this fiscal space that affects ultimately the prices that we should be seeing, prices of goods and services. And we are ready to partner even with France, even as we roll out the workshops that mentorship workshops or other workshops with women, to share what government has provided in terms of that should make our goods and services cheaper. I think the biggest struggle that we have right now is Zimbabwe is too expensive, and we need to bring down the prices and make it grow this sector. I thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chinamasa, Commissioner, for that comment. I think I will comment after the next speaker has spoken. We'll give the opportunity to Dr. Maganda to speak to us and share her thoughts on that topic.
That's better. Thank you, Sinu. This is my mother's daughter. Yeah, thank you so much. You want to respect all the panelists and the speakers who are here. And thank you, class, for inviting me. I'm just hoping I'm going to keep myself in the lane that can allow you to invite me again. Yeah, I normally, when the time is limited, I normally want to speak from my heart. So when I saw the future for women in procurement, I'm proudly a woman. I'm very proud to be a woman. And I think God knew exactly what he was doing. It was creating me. I was sharing with my sister, who was seated there, and saying, she was talking about men, what they do, and I was saying, you know what? I really think I'm not abuser. I'm not abusable. Why do I say that? Because someone mentored me. No one can give you your self-confidence unless you take it yourself. You need to know the kind of temperament that you have. Some of you are quiet, some of you are like, with some taste for us, totally too deep, you know. We can stand and we can argue our way out. So don't wish you were Dr. Marikanda. No, you are who you are. You are the best version of you that there is. And if you become me, that becomes a problem. So when we're looking at the future, I ask you these questions. What has been said about procurement officers? So it's important that we face the facts as they are. I'm an accounting officer. Definitely there can only be one commissioner for the Zimura at any given time. There can only be one CEO for the Women's Bank at any given time. The most important thing is, what do we do during our time? And this is what I want to just inspire us this morning. One of the things that this afternoon, one of the things that I just noted here is some of the things that have been said about procurement officers, is that some of the procurement officers are not knowledgeable about what they do. They're there for the job and money, minus passion. And then the other point that has been raised is some they seek to feed from where they are tied. We have corrupt officers. in the form, you don't want to hear this, but it can only come from your sister. So your fingers up again. I'm going to ask for that. And then the other point that has been said about procurement officers is that they're too mobile. They're looking for greener pastures. From there, so you never build a good career. So having said this, you noted these things, I think this is where my submission is coming from now. Because we definitely need people who have a track record. People who are people of integrity. So number one, for the future, you need to sharpen your soul. I know some of you were looking at my sister who was speaking to, that's not her mother's language. You understand what I'm saying? This generation is very eloquent, but it is so unknowledgeable. My daughters would they say, Mama, you know what? I'm just pronouncing it was given to me. But the most important thing is you can't question my intelligence. As you know, natural intelligence, you have to acquaint yourself with your statutes. Work harder to be a cut above others. You are not there for the future. Some will fall by the wayside. Next year, boyfriend like this, but I want to assist people. And some of you are not yet married. Yeah, let me talk to you. If you want to be in the career path, you need to determine where you want to go. And this way, you need to hear that. Because 10 years from now, Sarah is so much. She will stay that. She procurement. And all that. You need to determine where you want to go. Most of us, marriage becomes a determining factor. But I want you to know that we have achieved what we've achieved. The only degree that I did before marriage was my first degree. My master's, I was married. I was working. I was a mother. I was traveling. So you balance those. I don't agree in whining and screaming and thinking men are not doing this. No one will keep things on the platter for you. And girl, you are going to challenge many. Knowledge and expertise, they tend to challenge certain people. Accept it. Don't stand. So, number two, grow yourself. Sorry if I'm offending anyone. Please invite me again. Number three, you need exposure. Girl, you need exposure. Don't pack yourself there. No, there's nothing wrong. One thing that I like about being a woman is we laugh, we don't stop committing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes, you are cave, you are busy. Yes, leave me like that. Be proud of who you are. You are who you are. So there are so many things that can distract you. Don't be one of them. Don't distract yourself. And then number 3 or 4, build a name for you and for us all. When you make your name as you go up the ladder, you're doing it for the younger people. I don't know how many I've mentored, but some I tell them, I can mentor you from afar. One of the things that you can do, emulate. When you see someone else at Canada, emulate and copy. You come through what, Dr. Markanda, I want to have 5 minutes with you. You may not find the time. But be there, just ask a few questions, and you are good to go. And come back. I was talking to a young man on Sunday, but you don't need 1 hour of your time, but you're lost. Have a career exit plan. As why I need to talk to these girls. Yes. That's why I'm from the women's band. And I want to talk to you. Girl, have your own money. Yes. Money is every young lady, every old lady's happy place. Yes. When someone says they don't love you, hard money. Yes. When they tell you that you're not so beautiful, flash money. When they tell you we don't find money, so everything about banana. I tell you, it's one quick way of putting a smile on your face. But it can't come from the money that you get every month. No, it can't. You need to have extra income, and that's part of my PhD. Have something that you do on the side that you count money on. And when you have your own money, you can vote out of a job. You know, you can walk away, you know that? Some of you, they told me to do this. You don't have the partner, the power to say no. If you are there because of money, because of a career, hey, girl, be strong. Money, start with $10 per day. Or even $10 per week. Am I challenging someone? Yes. You look like Bruce Slayer, but wait till I'm talking like you're not the officer. So I think I can tell you wanted to say something. Thank you so much. Order in the conference room. Order, procurement officer from class, please. Order, please. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. I will comment after. Were you writing?
Yes.
Two speakers down. Ma'am, Permanent Secretary. PS, one of the PS, one of the other PS. Yes. And the PS. We get to more PS.
Thank you, and a good afternoon to you all.
Afternoon, PS.
My opening quote says, "No society has become prosperous without a major contribution from its women." This is from the United Nations 2013. Now, Zimbabwe has, for 2023, the budget, we're looking at 4.5 trillion. And then we're saying that of that 4.5 trillion, public procurement accounts for 20 to 25%. Of course, that's a huge chunk, and we need women to be a part of that cake. What does the future hold for women? I'm going to look at it systematically, like an engineer. Firstly, we're looking at you getting to know about the opportunities. How do you get to know about the opportunities? It is fora like this, so we need more and more fora where women are invited and then they get to know about what's available on the public procurement front, what tenders are available. And women also need to network. I know we can't forget the fact that, you know, with women, we have kids to look after, we've got second kids or the husbands that we need to look after, and we still need to make money. And like what my sister said, we want it all, so it means we have to go full throttle out. Which means that besides looking after the kids, you need to find far away and network with other women. Men network at golf, they network in the pub, they get to know, you know, John, there's this thing that did you see it? Contrast is once someone to supply 10 tables. And you're there at home, you have no idea. But Michael, the next day, is looking for that tender, and he's tendering. And you're like, oh, it's dry. It's not dry. It's just because you're alone and you don't know about those opportunities. So let's network. Let's find the platforms to network as women. Not just cry out, it's hard. I've got kids to look after. I've got school pick and drops. Do everything. If you want it, then you've got to do it. Now you have the information. Tendering. Now you have to know to tender. Please, forward. I need everyone to know that women can also tender for the technical tenders. What are the dates? You know, when you go and say, which tender? When they see me walking in, they're like, oh, and let's say there's been a number of tenders that have been advertised. They'll say, oh, yeah. Okay, you need the one for the uniforms. And if I even say the one for that one. There's nothing wrong about that one, but I'm here for the construction tender.
That's right.
So people should just know that when you see a woman for the future, it's not just that they come for the uniform tender or for the bond paper. They want the construction tender. And that's what I'm here for. And please, for the future, when you see a woman in the office, just sell or buy what they're selling. Stop harassing them. They haven't come there for sexual favors. So stop all that. Madam. No, give me the thing I want to go. So please, that sexual harassment should stop. And we need the financial institutions also to come in and play their role. You know, they should come up with special packages for women. Some women don't have title deeds. You know, it's from where we're coming from, this patriarchal society. But I know as women we're striving also to own property. But at some point you don't have. But I need a loan. So there has to be a special package for me to get that loan even without the title deeds. And some are not employed. Someone saying, give me a payslip. From where? I don't have a payslip, I have money. So financial institutions also, for the future, should make sure that they cater for those women who are not formally employed. Okay, I've tendered. Now, for you also to tender, you need ICT skills. Let's perfect that. Because some of us, I always laugh and I say, at my age, I'm a YouTuber. I had to read how do you start a YouTube channel, how do you upload things, and I'm doing it because you just want to upskill yourself. So let's get you all these ICT skills because most of these tenders now are online, e-procurement. So you need to make sure that you're moving with the time for you to be competitive. And then you've submitted your tender. Yes, you get it. Wow. Or sometimes you just find that this tender, maybe they're talking of billions of dollars and girls don't have billions. Come up with consortiums as women, where you can come together and bid for that same tender. And then you work together to make sure that you deliver on that tender that you have consolidated and come together. And at the end of the day, let's say you didn't win. We need that feedback from the procuring entities to say, Joy and Joy Sons, you didn't get the tender because either your bid was too high or you lacked this technical skill, so that in the future I am better. And then after that, you get your tender, you've won it, and you go out on the field. Then just make sure that you do it well, because remember that one project is what will sell you, and from that project, many more projects will come. Thank you.
Round of applause for PS Engineer. Our last speaker, ladies and gentlemen, will take us from here, Mrs. B. Waningwa.
Thank you very much, Sibo, and my grandmother comes from Blampton, but it's a story for another time. All protocol observed, and I want to congratulate PRAS and partners for organizing this very important meeting as we mark the end of the Women's Month, and where we were celebrating under the theme Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. It's always very difficult to speak after very powerful women, but I don't have time to talk about my totem, but it's not powerful. In terms of the future of procurement, what's next for women in procurement? I thought, because we just had that title, and I thought because I'm coming from the Zimbabwe Gender Commission, and I kind of thought you'll have had a lot of motivation for you to think about what it is you need as a woman. But what I'm bringing in today is to convince you that the opportunities are out there. And these are not opportunities that the four of us or all those that have spoken in the morning are just speaking about, but these are opportunities that are actually stamped in the Constitution of Zimbabwe. So you have a right to actually be represented and to also go where you want to go. So we have already heard from the young woman. I loved that young woman who's a firefighter. She just came and took advantage of holding the mic to market herself. But she also mentioned something which is very important for us to think about, that for some of us as Zimbabwe Gender Commission, our role is to monitor the implementation of gender equality in Zimbabwe. And what's frustrating a lot of the times is when we get feedback, where are the women? Because some of us fight on a daily basis to say make space for women, and then you're asked where are the women? So I just want to buttress the point that the young lady raised, Director Mapungwana, kuti quota that is there for women. So the only qualification in Zimbabwe is you're a woman. We have already talked about all the other good technical things that you need to be beyond being a woman, but take advantage of that. So it's one opportunity for the future that you can take advantage of. And then the way I plan this is for me to just take you through our Constitution of Zimbabwe and where it actually supports our having opportunities as women. In Section 2 of our Constitution, subsection 2. Kuti zvityisiwo segore riya rainonzi subsection. The Constitution says that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And anything, any practice, any law, any custom that is against the Constitution is null and void. So wherever you work, in the private sector, umachechi, it's still public service. Whatever practices are happening should be in tandem with the Constitution. So already you know, Section 2 of the Constitution says you have a right as a woman to also benefit from whatever is there in our country. And the future of women in procurement, they will be equally represented in procurement. When I think just in terms of accounting officers, my ministries maybe 21 or so. Usually you find that the permanent secretary, there are fewer. I think we have four out of 21. So already we know that the work that we want to see in the future is we want to get to at least 10 so that we are almost equal, and the Constitution supports that. And if I can take another example of the presentation, I think it's Ms. Kambingere, the one who spoke first in blue. If they graduated 3 out of 49, only 3 women, there are only 49. Why should the 3 women not be able to get opportunities? Because we are already fewer. So what it should mean is whatever opportunities are there should then be spread so that we take all of us on board. So it's important for us to know that as women, we also have an opportunity to be represented. And the future of women in procurement is young. And then the future of women in procurement can also be elderly, because we need to grow on the job. Procurement much. The future of women in procurement is people with disabilities. Disabilities are not only they also need to be taken advantage. So if you have a disability, it also becomes a selling point for you to get opportunities. And the future of women in procurement is that it will be national, not just in Harare. So it's good to be because we need to shine wherever we are across the country. Remember, our country is embracing devolution. So we are going to decongest. And just to also mention that change happens due to internal and external stimuli. And in internal, where you need to be confident, to be passionate, to be honest, resilient, innovative, firm, fair, have attention to detail. But I want to just speak on be hungry. Ladies, be hungry. Don't be satisfied. Don't be satisfied with the director. What's the next I can be? What's the next I can be? So you need to be hungry for success. You need to be hungry for knowledge. Because only if you are hungry, you can then start always ensure that you are bettering yourself. Once you've gotten to what you were dreaming of, you know you need to go to the next level. So you have to have that hunger. But more importantly, you need to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, other people will come and make you do what you don't agree with. Know yourself and be very firm. Sexual harassment. I will say to all of you that are here today, the day you are asked Nabos, Ramba udzingirwe kuramba. Ramba udzingirwe kuramba. A lot of us, and it's not easy, please, I'm not undermining. It's not an easy decision. But what I'm saying is, it's much easier for organizations like Gender Commission to but a lot of us, when you sit and reflect, you say, it's never Kawan. Next time I know we have put another one comes. So it's better that you say no, and you are fired for saying no, and we can take up your case. This is not to say that even if you agree and do whatever you have been asked to, we can't represent you. We represent you, but it's a bit more difficult because of patriarchy. I can feel the tension to my left, so I will not go into some of the things I have written, and I know also some of the tension is because of the lunchtime. but I just want to quickly run through some of the sections in our constitution. You look them up yourselves. I want to say what it is that they say. So in section 13 of our constitution, it affirms women's rights to equal opportunities in national development. So if you are being bullied and being told that you don't qualify because you are women, you are a woman, no, you have the right to actually be considered even at that workplace. And then we also have section 17 on gender balance. I think a lot of us hear about that. So you were talking about being on boards. ZIMBABWE Gender Commission would welcome any of your CVs, because we're also trying to get into the fray to collect as many CVs and send them to the relevant authorities, so that the question of where the women is actually put aside. So we'll also welcome you sharing with us your CVs. And then section 20 in our constitution also ensures that youths are not left behind. So those that are under 35 have the right to also be represented. And then I already talked about the people with disabilities. And then because one of the questions that was asked was about bullying and then sexual harassment, section 52 in our constitution speaks to personal security. Personal security including from public sources. So Kubasa, you should be safe. Your safety is guaranteed at least in the constitution. In the event that somebody bullies you in one way or the other, please come to ZIMBABWE Gender Commission. All the other institutions that have been set up. I'm almost done, madam. And then because you are talking about women in procurement, Pastor I'm an accounting officer. And as an accounting officer, you had my background, gender media development. So is not necessarily my cup of tea. But as you do work, there will be times where you genuinely make a decision thinking you have all the information and everything is in good order. But then find out afterwards that no, it wasn't like that. So in our constitution also, section 68 speaks to administrative justice. So in the event that as an accounting officer, I genuinely believed I was doing the right thing, there is an opportunity for me to say, yes, this is as long as you know you were honest. You were not doing anything underhanded. It depends on that. Let's stand up and be counted, ladies. If our constitution says we have a right, let's demand that right. Because if we don't demand it, then very soon we'll be told that constitution has opportunity and you never took it. So let's demand it. I know that even if we demand it, somehow we will never demand it. And then I also want to say to us, you are good enough and you deserve any greatness. We are good enough. A lot of what our society will tell us is that we're not good enough just because we are women. But if you tell it to yourself inside that you are good enough, you walk this day with your personality escape because you know you are good enough. Yes. And if you don't make it, that's absolutely the last sentence. And if you don't make it, ladies, because a lot of the times you also have a lot of pressure to succeed. But it's not always that you succeed. But one of the things, if you don't make it, is now you know what you can do and what you can't do. You start thinking about what else that you need to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you to our panelists. I think there's such pregnant contributions, things that challenge our mindset. I'm not going to comment on that because I've been warned that lunch is getting cold. That's why I was fidgeting. So we're going to go for lunch. Then when we come back, I would like to ask our panelists to come back on the podium here so that we can go on to question and answer session, if you allow me, because they're standing between you and your lunch. So I would like to kindly request that we allow okay, we'll give you somebody here on the table here to pray for us.
Let's pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you for the deliberations for the day that we've had. Thank you for the strength you've given us. We also thank you for the food that is set before us. We speak a blessing upon it. May it nourish our bodies. We thank you, Father, for all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Doc. I'd like to request our panelists to go out. We will be ushered to the lunch area in our front row. If you can go front row. ndapota ramai makagara. If you can quickly, the front row, if you can quickly go.
Okay.
We'll be back here, sorry, excuse me. We'll be back here at 2:30. So please be quick when you're eating. Let's not network too much. We'll network at the cocktail. I'm hoping that acting CEO is going to give us something to drink. Please check your phones. Check your phone. Somebody's dropped their phone. If you have dropped your phone, please check at the reception, at the registration area. May I ask our front row to please move quickly and swiftly so that we allow others to follow, or some of us to follow. Can we decongest the food points? If you see a long queue on one point, please go to the next. And let's network whilst we are eating and also whilst we are dishing food, but don't delay the queue. May I ask the back, sorry, excuse me, may I ask the back row to go? The last 2 rows to go. And then the first 2 rows here to go as well, besides this direction. The back rows, can you go the other side? Then the first row so that we don't congest. Please move. If you are not moving fast, I'll give the other rows the opportunity to move. Can we move swiftly? Our time is not on our side. Can we all follow, please? The middle rows, can we follow? Can we go out? Can we all stand? Thank you. The rest of the teams, please, can we go? Hotel. Okay, so we had a conversation or a panel discussion from Honorable Chinamasa, Honorable Mankanda. Tutongoitonga tiri kuno academic, and it's for academic purposes. So we are not, we cannot be arrested for calling you honorable. It's for academic purposes. And peers are to you.
Whether much I receive,
may our live streaming not that this is for academic purposes only. Beyond that, we are not accountable. So our topics, as people come in, I'm hoping everybody's in. I'm still seeing people loitering around outside. You don't want to miss out. So our topic, ladies and gentlemen, public procurement. What's next for women in the procurement space? And we had Commissioner Chinamasa, who really focused on the public procurement contributions, looking at, she mentioned 20 to 25% contribution to the GDP, which is the contribution, and this is coming from both the supply and employment, and of course, because she's a commissioner of taxes, she's looking at its contribution to tax, and then also encouraged and advocates for us to capacitate ourselves and our teams on the technical side so that we are able to participate on public procurement. Now, I know networking in the wrong space. Thank you. Can you listen? Madam Chinamasa also looked at some key issues as well and encouraged us to leverage the technologies that are available to us. For instance, the public procurement system, which is now an e-public procurement system, to enable us to participate and effectively carry out our duties, and then also talk to us about or encourage us to understand the focus areas such as the compliance issues, and then also to take advantage of the synergies and linkages that are available to both the public procurement and themselves as the tax collector. Of course, because she is looking at meeting targets. Surpassing targets. Yes, surpassing, that's the word, which I could write a surplus. Yes. She also looked at technologies. I mentioned as a key enabler for efficient movement of goods and services across borders, and then also for us to focus on upskilling ourselves so that we can take advantage of technologies that are available to us and also act as an enabler for us to be able to do our job. We then moved to Mrs. Dr. Mankanda, who challenged us to be confident and said no one can give you self-confidence except yourself, and that we need to stand for ourselves and to be proud of ourselves, and also to sharpen ourselves in terms of education and to be ready for the positions that we are seeking and the opportunities that are seeking. Also encourage us to upskill so that we are ready for the job opportunities and business opportunities as women that are available for us in the public procurement space. She discouraged us from being corrupt officers or officials as custodians of the procurement management unit, and also to make a decision where we want to go as individuals, that nobody will be pushing you to go in spaces that are available to you, but that you are the only one who can actually get to leverage on those opportunities. And she encourages us to take advantage of networking opportunities and to maximize on exposure and to build our names in the public space. Then we had PS Engineer Makumbe, who gave us a quote, an opening quote that says, no society has become prosperous without a major contribution from women. I think it's true. I was raised by a go-go, and really I know that women, because you know, in Materere and South, especially Plantry side, Cholocho side, mostly women who run households, because men were born, men were mostly out there working, and then women will be the ones that are really running the households. And she also looked at the issue of what the future holds for us, and she encouraged us to find opportunities for ourselves and to seek opportunities and to continuously learn, network, and also to harness opportunities that we identify in such spaces such as this and others that you use to network. She encourages us to work together and leverage on women as a group, so that we can, get opportunities also as a group and as individuals. And because of our strengths, I'm sure you know that women have enormous strengths together, but we never leverage on it. We always divide ourselves into little groups, and then we don't achieve much because we are doing it in a singular way. She gave an example of how men network in the golf course and offer each other opportunities in the golf course. And that's true because I play golf. I'm a golfer myself. I became 27. And so in the golf course, when you play with men, you hear them opportunities. I play golf. I really do play. And because also I'm a competitive person, that I have 46 points. I'm at 37. Yes, and so we need to find our own spaces, she said, where we can network and take advantage of those networking opportunities. Let's not pull each other down and keep information from each other. That's what she said. Let's leverage on that on our groups. After all, women are more than men, isn't it? Yeah, but we're stronger together. So she said, we're stronger together, both men and women together, playing the game, isn't it? We're stronger together. Then we had Mrs. Munawanikwa. And my sister is called Gwa as well. She's married to a Gwa as well. So we call her Mrs. Gwa at the end. Because that's the emphasis. So Mrs. Gwa focused on opportunities. She focused on the only one because I'm the chair, I'm allowed to say unit. So she said, so if you need to say, study my name, please. She focused on opportunities for the future, and she encouraged us and told us that the opportunities are there. It's not that we are short of opportunities, they are available to us. It's just that we don't know how to grab them or to take advantage of them. We need to learn to grab them, so she said. And she also looked at the Constitution, educated us about the Constitutions are certain sections, and after section 2. Section 2, subsection 2. That is liberty in some spaces. And she spoke about we need women to be represented in all sectors and all spaces. So we must take advantage of these constitutional sections that empower us to take advantage of those opportunities. And this, she said, this is not just, the constitution doesn't just promote women's groups or women only, but also people living with disabilities and other groups of vulnerable groups that don't have opportunities at the moment. And then also educated us about the government's strategy to devolutionize. And that is, RDC, provincial offices, RDC and provincial offices. Yeah. So, I don't want to push out devolution, guys. These teams are pushing devolution. Don't know the devolution, you are put on Shada, kuna Mberengwa, kuna Runde, kuna Shabane, kuna Mberengwa, kuna South, Kukwan. I don't want to say to Rwanda, you know, those are the ones that are pushing the agenda. So she was encouraging us to take advantage of devolution and take up spaces in those offices and those platforms. And she encouraged us to be hungry for success and knowledge. I think we cannot overemphasize, ladies and gentlemen, on knowledge, acquiring knowledge, learning, continuous learning and learning, and relearning again. And then she finally spoke about Section 17 that speaks about gender balance. That is actually our constitutional right to have gender balance in spaces, in the workspaces, in corporates, in boards. There's need for that. And then in view of the report on sexual abuse, she spoke about Section 52 that talks about personal security. So you must read through the Constitution, ladies. Please, let's not read the PEP. Aha. Yeah. The Post and Telecommunications Act of 2000. That's the one that I don't know. But anyway, I know the first three. PEP. No. So let's not just read the Act only, the Public Procurement Act only, but also to read the Constitution, because that Act stands also on the strength of our Constitution. So I will invite, I know my job is it, but let's ask questions. These are experts that we might not get in an ordinary platform or any day. We thank for bringing them together to us so that we can probe them and ask them. So I'll give you the opportunity. We'll start with those who are working in RDCs. Great devolution. I take my name is here, she's got a question. Can I have a microphone here? If you're lifting your hand, can you lift like this? Not like this. Thank you, ma'am. There's the microphone. Should I stand? Not necessarily, but I think people would want to see you right. Yeah, by votes, no? Popular demand. Okay. Good afternoon, ladies. Afternoon, ma'am. And a few gentlemen. You see that lady who is waving at me? Yeah. We were in school together. The first degree that she had, we were in the same class. That's nice. Okay. Yeah. But we are friends too. We're still friends. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to. I want to comment and then I'll request for something. Okay. I'm glad the ladies that are sitting in front of us, not just that. Can I comment from when we started? Yes. What I observed? Yes. I really liked it, plus there is diversity here. Yes. Yes, there is quite some diversity in this room. And we are finding ourselves from all over. Yes. Women representing different companies, different organizations, and I'm glad I'm going to be part of it. So what I wanted really, especially from the four that are sitting there, the comment that I was going to be picking is from them. I heard about continuous learning. All of them did speak about continuous learning.
I hope you will give me just another minute to talk about the bullying bit. There was a question that came through that said, what do you do to deal? When I got into NRZ, I'm from NRZ, I'm the Chief Operations Officer. When I joined as a trainee in a very male-dominated company. Where I started off, because as a trainee, we needed to go into all the branches. But then I was the only lady there, a very young at that time.
And pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, very young, and the men got really excited. Yeah, they were very excited about it, working with a woman. Yeah, and you know what? I just want them to understand that I'm coming in here not as a feminist, but as a woman who came by merit. And I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to look at them and see them as men, but I'm just going to look at them as colleagues. Because I would take equal opportunity there. Come on. So from that moment as I was rising through the ranks, they understood. I would lie if I told you that here I got sexually harassed. No. Yeah, because they knew what I was taking for, and I kept it. I'm the gender focal person for NRZ at the moment, and we are raising makers. And the men are admiring the women, they wish they were women. Yes, yeah, well done. So on the matter of bullying, really it's your attitude. Yes, give them that attitude that says, look here, I'm not very honorable. When you are looking at me, you are looking at somebody who can say for themselves, I don't need you to help me. And as you continue to learn and getting exposure, you are able to hold yourself. At any forum or at any forum, you can stand your ground, you can present yourself. So now for those that are guided by at least the legal system, you know, we are following laws. At least with that backing behind you, I think you can put people in their place. And it doesn't matter who comes through, but you can just still use that at the end of the day.
Thank you.
There is quite a lot that we need from the ladies that are sitting in front now. The request that I have is, could you please give their details?
Okay.
I loved when the Mrs. Kwa, I know, you know what I also
That's her first name is Virginia.
Okay, me, I want to use Kwa. You know what I learned?
Listen, it's not my fault. I did not take those lines.
When I went to Parliament, we appeared before the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee. I loved what the chairman they said. He said, you can say anything that you want as long as you are in these four walls.
Exactly.
Except when you get out, I can't say Mrs. Kwa, but we are protected. Yeah. So, especially the Constitution, Section 17, gender balance. I love it when you say we should bring our CVs. We need to. That's why we need your contacts, all the ladies. And remember, Dr. Mankanda, you talked about us really running for it, taking, getting all the opportunities. We want support funding. So we also want to come through to you. That's what it is.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, ma'am. I think we will, it's 80 days for our 3-day workshop next year. Yes, and presenter. You asking me jealous? I'm already waiting here. Yes.
The last point is just critical for price. I was at the seminar yesterday that was about Zita. It was about 2 pieces. They were teaching us quite a bit. So when they were giving us the process, they didn't say it in conjunction with price, and everybody went to know. No, what a long process. No, so you see your procedures here could be very long. I don't know what it is, but I think we also need to look at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I think the manager said that he is noting, he's writing even himself, but one refer to as well, but he pointed across and no one that the CEO is writing himself. Thank you. Any other comments before we move on to the next session? Can I have a representative from the devolution team, from the RDCs? Someone who feels they want to take up a space. How many more board seats? Who prize? I'm not sure I record. I'm not sure board seat prize, I'm not sure guys. The town shall call RDC, I told you. When I'm my plan of Mutan, we are feeling board.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm just a young person, a very young one, and I'm glad to be given this opportunity. I learned that I have to educate myself, like as a whole. We have to educate ourselves and grow ourselves, and get to have exposure. Okay, so on exposure, how many of you know the Siakopo? Anyone who's been there? Can you start to look at the people like they're just like 4 out of everyone in this room? So I wanted to ask, can you please assist me on how I will be able to elevate myself and get myself to expose myself? While I'm at a place where it is very remote, I have to travel 200 kilometers past, and another 200 kilometers to make it like 250 kilometers, somewhere where it is remote, like you say, RID. So I just wanted to ask, how am I going to get myself to expose myself and to interact with other people despite the distance, and to elevate myself?
Thank you, ma'am. I think you've already started right here. I don't know how many people you've spoken to here. I hope you're not talking to somebody from other Disneyland, who out lunch, who can out to see a cop, really very much called. I hope you know the lady. Do you know what? My time and I. How many Samantha? No, not Samantha. That one we wanted. Did you speak to anybody in this corner? Yeah. Okay, so that's excellent. You already started. But I will give the opportunity to name Commissioner Chinamasa to maybe comment on that.
Thank you. So we have people in border posts. As Zimbabwe, we've got people in remote places. So my question probably would be, do you have access to any form of technology? Do you have network? So if you have network, if you have network, I think COVID taught us that we could network online, virtually. So there are various platforms that you can do that, and I'm happy from this one of the takeaways or outputs of this workshop is to get you connected. If you join the group, it means you are just like you're in Harare. So there is a lot to work to learn, even in Siako. There is a lot to learn from Harare, but join those groups. LinkedIn, this is Naomi, the one who spoke about LinkedIn. You get to network, you get to be mentored, either directly or indirectly. So there are lots of opportunities, online opportunities for growth. And whenever you get opportunities to come to workshops like this, which I believe they exist even in the Rural District Council, just take, just grab it and run with it. And when you get to search for network as much as you can. Thank you.
A long time ago, somebody told me that the best networking is physical. Yes, because of COVID, we learned to do virtual. But people, nothing beats having, I'm not sure we are today, over 100. Nothing beats an opportunity to meet 100 women in one room. You start there. I was also taught by that same person, You know, some of us like here, when we are in the offices and you want to access us, you may not be able to get to it directly. You have to go through the PA. And the PAs have their own protocols. So somebody taught me back when I didn't have a PA, that sometimes when you want somebody, just try and find out where they are going. And make sure at tea time you are close to them. And make your requests. And I use that, and it used to work with ministers, where I would say, please, come and launch our book, come and do this. And the people from their office would then fight with me, but the minister would have said, it's okay, I will come. So to the lady from Siakoko, take advantage of your being here today. Get as many phone numbers as possible. I also understand that there are also some phone-based technologies that are not necessarily, that don't need to be smartphone. You can use also those, you can create groups and be sharing it without necessarily having all your details in terms of what.
Thank you very much.